Okay, so now what you can expect when you go home. So, when you get home, you are so tired and you are so sore. Like, you're not even just sore. Like, it's really hard to do anything. I would get up and walk from my bed to his changing table to change him, and I would be out of breath. You're so weak because for months you've been holding all this weight, and now the weight is gone, and your body, is still, your muscles aren't even connected. Like, there's your muscles on your stomach, I guess, when you're pregnant, split down the middle, and so your muscles still aren't connected. You're exhausted from being in labor and pushing your child out, all that. So you are really, 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 like, just, it's hard to do anything. I would be out of breath just walking across my room. It's, it's just really hard. So any help that people offer you, take it. Like, before I had him, my mom was like, "Oh, I'll sleep in your room for the first week to help you," and I was like, "No, no, you don't have to do that. Like, I'm fine. It's not like you can help me anyway." And then I got home and I was like, "Mommy, please sleep in here with me." Like, it's it's hard. It's so hard, especially the first, week, because you're so sore. So take any help that you can get because you need it. Most likely when you get home, your baby is going to have its nights and its days mixed up. It'll think that during the daytime is when he sleeps, and during the nighttime is when he's awake. He was like that, and according to my mom, I was like that, and my brother was like that. So you immediately want to try to get them on a good schedule because it really sucks when they're sleeping all day and up all night. And the only way to really get them on a sleeping at night and up during the day is by you not sleeping with them during the day. Like, not if you're co-sleeping, at least. I co-sleep, so if he naps during the day, I don't nap with him because then he gets confused because he knows that at night is when I sleep with him. So the way to get him to sleep at night was for me not to nap with him during the day. I just had to let him know that at night is when we're in bed. I'm not going to lay down with him during the day. So if he's napping in his crib, I usually don't nap because he's not a really good napper anyway. He'll only nap for like 30 minutes to an hour, so it's just, I mean, I don't know. I think I'd just be more tired if I took a 30-minute nap than just staying awake. So that's one thing you can expect is their night and day is going to be it's going to be messed up. And it's hard, but I mean, it's worth it. um, I personally did not have an appetite at all after I got home. My mom would have to like make me a plate and feed me because I was just so tired and so overwhelmed, and I would just want to sit and cry because I'm so tired. And you just, I mean, you forget to eat. You just, being hungry is just not in your head. The only thing you think of is sleep. So my mom would actually have to sit and actually feed me because I wasn't hungry. Like, I know my body was probably hungry, but I didn't want to eat. But if you're breastfeeding, you have to eat. You have to eat. I mean, even if you're not breastfeeding, you have to eat. I mean, you want to be healthy because you want to get strong. Because especially in the beginning, you're really weak. You want to get strong so you can, take care of your baby. So my mom had to actually hand feed me, which was kind of sucked. But I mean, I thank her for it now because, or else, I would have been much more weak than I was. So I don't really know what else to say. That's pretty much the only things that really happened, like, in the beginning. You want to make sure you change their diaper at least twice during the night because they will leak through their diapers. When they're tiny, their diapers are tiny and they pee a lot. And that's one thing I didn't know. And he was like crying and crying and crying all night. And I'm like, "Why are you crying?" And I was like, "Okay, I'll change his diaper." And his diaper was soaked. And once I changed his diaper, he just fell asleep. I had no idea because I was a new mom and I didn't know why he was crying, And I finally figured it out, and then he went to sleep. So, they could be crying all night. because their diaper's wet and they don't like it, or because he was just circumcised and was in pain. And when they're just circumcised, if they have pee in their diaper, it's gonna burn because they have an open wound, and pee is like acidic or something like that, and it's gonna burn. It is going to burn. So try to keep their diaper as dry as you can if you have a boy and he's circumcised, especially for that at least the first week until it starts to like heal up a little bit. Another thing, when he was circumcised, the people in the hospital did not tell me to like still like kind of push the skin back a little bit, and his like grew together again, and then his pediatrician had to tear it apart after it was completely healed. He was gushing blood, and they had to cauterize him twice, which means they like kind of burnt the area, I guess. It was so sad. I was so pissed. He was gushing blood. So I'm gonna tell you now, if your son is circumcised, push, like, kind of, like, still push it back, because they didn't tell me that, and, yeah, it was bad. It was really bad. So make sure you do that. And other than that, that's pretty much it. That's all you can really expect in the beginning, and then they're just gonna, sleep a lot, and you're gonna be really tired, but after you get past even just that first week, you're not as sore, you're not as you're still exhausted, but you're not, like, you don't get as exhausted just walking across the room or anything. Like, overall, after a week, you start to feel a little bit better. And then everyone says, oh, the first 2 weeks are the hardest. I think it's more like the first 3 weeks are the hardest. After that, it starts to get better. And by the time, he was 3 months old, he's pretty much sleeping through the night. He still had his bad nights, but, you can expect that. Even a 2-year-old will have bad nights. So, yeah, that is pretty much it for what to expect after having them. But, just remember, just keep telling yourself it's going to get better, because, that's how I got by. He was screaming and crying for hours because he's colicking. I would just tell myself it's going to get better, and it's worth it in the end. So, just keep your chin up, and it will get better, I promise. It got better for me. So, I'll talk to you guys next time. Bye. Say bye. Say bye. Say bye-bye. Oh, I'm gonna bounce.